Okay, welcome to the Crow Discovery Project. For those who followed my clip yesterday where we were strafed 4 to 5 times at under 1,000 feet by a jet, and I don't know if you can hear all the sirens in the background, today we are being absolutely buzzed by paramilitary sheriff's helicopters, and so I finally got tired of it and I called up to form a logical complaint against the sheriff's department for constantly strafing us with their choppers. Today they were yelling out of their loudspeaker that there was a felon they were trying to apprehend who was he was a felony suspect, 30 years old, he was Mexican with a shaved bald head wearing a Padres jersey. Now when I went out with my telephoto, and as you can see by these images, they could see me filming them, they said this over the loudspeaker 3 times when I started my camera and then stopped and then began strafing the entire region of the city I live in. At which point I came inside to lodge a complaint with the sheriff's department, which was very interesting indeed, because when I called up I asked for a supervisor or desk sergeant and told that there were none. They were all on patrol, and was transferred to the person who could take the complaint. When I told her what I was complaining for, she said, "Good luck, it'll never happen. The police are doing their work." Meanwhile, all the dogs in this area are trying to jump out of their cages and freaking out because it is so loud with these guys buzzing us so low, for 30, 45 minutes at a time. Now, she finally, when I pressed her on it, said she could lodge a complaint, but I would have to go to a desk sergeant who was magically there. Now, what you're looking at here is images, and the reason I'm showing them again is because this plays into it. When I began to explain that I was forming the complaint and also mentioned that we'd been strafed by this jet yesterday 5 times at under 1,000 feet at a couple hundred miles an hour, she said, "Well, that isn't us, it was the Navy." So the sheriff's substation told me this plane right here that strafed our town roughly 4 to 5 times yesterday was a Navy jet, and she was aware of it. When I further pressed to lodge the complaint against the sheriff's helicopters that I showed you the images of strafing us, she told us that it was the next city over, La Mesa, that had helicopters in the air because they were looking for a lost hiker. And I said, "No, we're not in La Mesa, so you're strafing 2 towns right now." And the ironic thing about that is for a hiker to be lost in La Mesa, a chopper would have no reason to be over city houses where people would be complaining. It would be one of the outback areas that doesn't have neighborhoods. So you can see what's clearly going on here. We're being conditioned to a police present, being strafed by jets. This complaint that I lodged today, this goes on once, if not every other week, that we get strafed by helicopters now. And I'm beginning to learn that it's happening in many of the neighboring communities as well. Now, whether it's a pretext that they're basing these things on, I can't tell you to be sure, but I don't trust them. I know what the news is. Why should I think that these guys are up to anything better? At any rate, you can either stand up and begin to confront what's going on here, or you can live with the consequences of the police state that you're being primed for. We've been primed with shark attacks across the country, and yesterday it was announced that our lifeguards got drones in the skies over San Diego to protect us from sharks. Meanwhile, sharks have never been a problem in San Diego County. I've lived here all my life, many decades. We have never had a shark problem. So you can see what's going on. The screw is being turned. The police state is slowly creeping in to condition us to be used to aerial vehicles strafing us, slowly creeping the drones into our system. I would urge you all that if you have children or care what happens to the next generation, to make yourself known and let these people know that it's not okay and we're not just going to roll over. I wish I would have recorded the phone call, because it was almost astonishing when I was told that I could not file because the police were doing their work, until I reminded her that they serve us, we do not serve them.